Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm Judith Patterson, an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Texas, and it's Friday, which means I'm going to show you how to make a card from the catalog. If you've been watching my videos for a while, you know that one of my favorite places for inspiration when creating cards is from the Stampin' Up! Catalogs and Brochures. Sometimes whenever I do these videos, I copy the card from the catalog exactly like it is. And sometimes I change it a little, sometimes I change it a lot. Today, I'm changing it a lot. I love this card on page 119 of the annual catalog. This is the 2021 to 2022 annual catalog, and it's this card right here. However, I don't have the stamp set, and since we're at the end of October, and for crafters, we're already thinking about Christmas because it takes a little bit to create all those handmade cards and gifts and things. So I decided I wanted to make a Christmas card. Another reason why I decided I wanted to make a Christmas card was because I have a leftover piece of Whimsy and Wonder Specialty Designer Series paper from a project I was working on last week. So this piece is 3/8 of an inch by 2 3/4 inches. So I could just throw it away, but where's the fun in that? So whenever I saw this card, I thought, well, why don't I change the stamps and the colors and use this little piece instead of that black and white striped piece, whoa, that they used right here. So that's exactly what I'm doing. And we'll see how it turns out, and hopefully it's something that you like. But I think it's fun to take cards like this and make them your own and do what you want with them. So let's give it a try. Let me turn my camera around. Okay. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I have this piece somewhere of basic white cardstock. This was my bookmark for my annual catalog just now. So this is 3 1/4 inches by 4 1/2 inches. And what I'm going to do is take this knot of navy, open it up, and I'm going to take this blending brush. And this is the blending brush I use whenever I'm using blues. Just going to get a little bit of that ink off the tip. And I'm just going to add some blue to this spot on my card. I got a little crazy with it, but that's okay. There's no really right or wrong here. And then I'm gonna take this blue again, and you can use black or red or another color, but I am gonna go ahead and use this blue, and I have my water painter here. I'm just gonna pick up some of this ink, and I'm gonna tap it over my card, or over my cardstock. There, I think that is more than enough. I'm gonna grab a towel real quick and clean this off of my desk before it sticks. There we go. Got a little crazy with it. Okay, so now I'm gonna take this piece and I'm even changing the embossing folder. So I didn't have a lot that they used on this card, but I really wanted to make this card. So I'm using the Painted Textures 3D embossing folder. I'm just going to set this inside. I'm running it through really quick. I'm folding up that Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, getting it out of my way. There we go. Isn't that texture gorgeous? I love this texture, this painted texture on this from this embossing folder. I think that is so cool. Okay, so the next thing I'm gonna do is I have my heat tool handy. I'm grabbing my silver embossing powder and my Versamark. This is my embossing buddy. If you don't have an embossing buddy, you can use a used dryer sheet to get the static off of your cardstock. So this cardstock is shaded spruce, and I just grabbed a scrap out of my little container beside me. And I'm going to be using this Have a Holly Jolly Christmas. I've been wanting to use this stamp for a while. I've been using this Holly Jolly Wishes stamp set a lot lately. I love all of these sentiments in here, but I hadn't had a chance to use this Holly Jolly Christmas yet. So I chose to use it today. I'm just going to ink it up with this Versamark. Remember when you're stamping to put even pressure, don't rock the stamp. Okay, now I'm using the silver embossing powder. I'm just going to cover my stamped image, really, or my stamped sentiment. So I like to make sure it's on at least 2 different directions. That looks great. And so now for the magic. I'm going to take my heat tool and set this. So pardon me while it's loud. There we go. Isn't that cool? I love heat embossing. It's my favorite technique. Although I also really do love using these blending brushes. Okay, so now I'm going to take my paper trimmer, and I'm not measuring this out. I am just trimming right around the sentiment. So be careful you don't get too close and cut it off. I like to make sure that any stamped part is actually hidden by this plastic here. There we go. So I trimmed it pretty close. And now it's already time to put this card together. So I'm going to get this Night of Navy card base, and I've already scored it. So this is 8.5 by 5.5 piece of cardstock, scored at 4¼ inches. I'm gonna crease it really well on both sides. There we go. Okay, so now I'm gonna take my liquid glue. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take my Stampin' Dimensionals. I'm just gonna put 5 of them on the back of this sheet. Then I'm gonna put this in the lower right-hand corner. Okay, now I'm going to take that little strip of Designer Series paper, and for this I'm using my liquid glue. I knew I needed it. I just forgot when. And I'm putting glue on here, but I'm not putting it all the way to both edges. I will put it on one edge, but I'm going to have this other edge hanging off the side right here. Just a smidge. I just want it hanging off a little bit. Then I'm going to grab those dimensionals again. I'm going to put those on the back of this sentiment. Then I'm going to place this right here. There we go. And then I'm going to add one more thing to the front of this card. So these are red rhinestone basic jewels. So I'm just going to add a few of them to the front here, because we always need a little sparkle. There we go. And all done. That's all it takes to create the front of this awesome card. So I hope that you like it as much as the one in the catalog. I just thought the one in the catalog was too cute, and I'm probably going to have to get that stamp set. But I really love the way that this one turned out too. So for the inside, I'm just going to grab another one of those stamps from Holly Jolly Wishes. I'm using We Wish You a Merry Christmas, but I'm going to leave the We Wish You a off, and I'm just going to stamp with the Merry Christmas. So I'm using a piece of basic white cardstock that measures 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. And I'm going to use that Knot of Navy. Okay, so this is the tricky part. I want to just ink Merry Christmas. I should really probably be using my Stamparatus for this, so that if I miss something, I could re-ink it and stamp again really quick, but we're gonna see if this works. Remember, firm pressure, but no rocking. And look at that, it's perfect. So that's how you stamp just part of the image or the sentiment. You can also, if you're worried about it, use a Post-it note to cover up the part that you don't want inked up, and then just make sure you remove that Post-it note before you stamp. But while you're inking it, leave it on there. There we go. That was a quick card for today. So again, let me show you the one from the catalog. So it was that one there. Let's see if my camera will focus. There it is. So they used Flirty Flamingo and Pool Party, it looks like, to make this card. And then I used Night of Navy and Shaded Spruce. But look how cute this stamp set is. This is handmade for you. And it has this copyright Stampin' Up. So if you make cards and items to sell using Stampin' Up products, then when you sell them, you need to have one of these stamps that say copyright Stampin' Up on your card to stay within Stampin' Up's policies and to not be breaking any copyright laws. So this one and this one will work for that. So that's just a little bit of information for you. You might not have known, and it might not matter to you. You might just be making cards for fun, which is great. That's my favorite thing. Okay, well, that is my card for today. Was really quick, but that's good because sometimes we really need really quick cards. So if there's a card from the catalog, any of the current catalogs, the mini catalog or the annual catalog that you would like to see made, let me know and I will do my best to either create the version that's in the card or I might make it my own, depending on what stamp sets I have available and what I feel like that day. But I would love to give it a go for you so you can see how to create it if it's something that you're curious about. And if you have any other questions about Stampin' Up, about purchasing the products or joining my team, then let me know. And I would love to see you over on my Facebook page where I go live every Thursday afternoon at 3:30. Hope to see you there. Happy stamping!